Hey folks, today we're going to learn about welding parts. So I'm sure this has all happened to you at some point. You're building stuff with the rest of the guys or girls, and you stay up late building this wonderful shade structure to put above the spawn, so that when you spawn, you're not going to get too much sun in your eyes or whatever. And then this happens. So we'll press play. Ooh, look at this. Anchored, not checked. That's okay, right? So you jump into the game. The whole gang's counting on you. Oh no! The whole structure comes crashing down on you. Even these signs fell. Let's see if we can break the house. I've had trouble getting out of the pool with this costume on. Break window. Oh no. Yeah, and it's just, everyone looks at you like, OMG. So, how do you prevent this from happening? Well, the secret is not by welding things, although it could be. It is by anchoring them. But sometimes you don't want to anchor things, because you want them to move around, but you still want them to be connected. So I will answer several questions. So if we just find all the parts of this thing, oopsies, and let's do that cool thing where we put them in a folder, group as a folder, and we'll call it, what are we on, 35 now? Yeah, I think we're on 35. Yeah, 35. Where's my folder? Where did these things go? 035 dash spawn. No, that's not what we're doing. Dash weld. So yeah, so if we weld all these parts together, well, first, I mean, the right thing to do in this sort of situation is to anchor the parts. Click on all the parts, highlight them, and go down here and click anchored. If they're anchored, they're not going to move. You crash into them, nothing's going to happen. But in some cases, you do want things to move, and in those cases, we can click on them all. Let's call the big one the top. And so let's click, first we'll click this part, and the top last. That's important. Then we go to our model menu, and we go to this menu, the create menu, and we will create a weld. A weld is something that, you see the icon, it's a way to join metal together. You use a very hot tool, torch thing, and you can join pieces of metal together. So that's why it's called welding. And so so we set it to weld, but we didn't click weld. Or did we? Well, I think we did. Because if we look inside this top now, there are welds. And here I'll give you some more cool stuff. If you go to view, there should be something where you can, oh geez, what's this? New stuff. Wow. So it's probably not in there. There's somewhere we can turn on the visibility of the welds. I will show you that in another video. Although it is okay, but yeah, you can see there's a weld, and if we look at the weld, it's joining part 0 and part 1, which is top, and then one of these parts. We'll call this part A, and this one will be part B. So if we look at this first weld, which is now inside top, it's joining top to part A. Second weld is joining top to part B. Therefore, they are all welded together. I'm going to pause the video and see if I can figure out how to show welds. Okay, I figured it out. When I'm on my Mac and I don't have an external monitor, it changes my menus so the things that are big on the monitor just become icons. So if you go to the constraints window under model, this one is called show welds. Boom, and so you can see, look, there's a weld from this part down to this part, down to this part. And so what happens when we click on weld constraint? So it should show us which weld constraint we're on. It might be doing that, might not be doing it. Yeah, okay, so this one got a little darker, so you can be like, oh, this weld. I don't want that weld anymore, and delete it. Command Z, get back here. Yeah, so when you can weld multiple parts at the same time, just the last one you click is going to be the one where they're going to put the welds. But you can take this weld and just drag it into part A, although it should go in part B probably. And you can move them around. They're just objects, and it'll maintain the parts that it's connecting. Yeah, up here also, here's some bonus information. There's something called constraint details. So this will show not just welds, but your other kinds of constraints, like hinges and blah, blah, blah. So look what happens to our little lizard friend. Every single attachment is now shown. And so these can be cool when you're getting into some more complex builds. Hope that was helpful. Please subscribe. If I get 1,000 subs, I can stop saying to subscribe, and so I'm sure you'll all appreciate that. All right, bye.